The also important COP21 climate change summit to be held here in Paris. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be coming over here. I'm being joined by the key negotiator for India, Minister for Environment, Mr. Prakash Javadekar. Many thanks for joining us. A very important summit, but also a diplomatic test for India, given that there's immense amount of pressure from various quarters, from the developed nations. What do you think will be the biggest achievement for India of the summit?
First, as far as pressure is concerned, there is no pressure on India and we are not in habit of taking any pressure. As far as COP21, India is very positive. India has come with many proposals. India has come with positive mind and open mind, and we want success because we care for Earth. We care for future generation. We care that our Earth should not have the experience of climate change. Even today, when 0.8 degrees Celsius temperature has risen, we are suffering. And though we are not responsible for that emissions, because these are historical emissions of 150 years, which are causing today's temperature rise. So we want future generations not to have that. And therefore, we have come with positive mindset, and as I said, our ambitious, comprehensive INDCs are well appreciated world over, and now we are asking developed world to do more, because they can, and more they should, and more importantly, pre-2020, because there are still 5 years for 2020, so they should take more action, ambitious action for pre-2020 period. I think that is, if that developed world agrees for, I think Paris will be through.
Mr. Javadekar, three important areas that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, that the Indian government has focused on: climate justice, the solar alliance, which is going to be very big, but also that the Western world, that the developed nation has to look at technology transfer and financial help. Explain how and where the...
See, technology is very important, because you can mitigate the challenge only through technology. And that technology, some is existing, some is not existing, will come in future. For future technologies, you should have technological cooperation between the developed and developing world. Joint collaborative research is the way forward. But more importantly, the existing cutting-edge technologies for clean water, clean air, clean energy, these technologies must be disseminated at an affordable cost. That's the challenge, and that is what India is stressing.
What are the span of negotiations for India? Are there no-go zones that India is going to adhere to, or India is going to go to whatever extent it takes to ensure that Paris deal is a success?
See, we have twin objectives. We want to save the earth, and we want to save India. We want to save Indian people. We have to ensure development. And I am telling the developed world that unless India grows, where they will find market? It's not only India, it's the whole Southeast Asia and South Asia and many other countries which need to grow. And if they grow, there will be more market, there will be growing transactions all over the world, and all world will prosper. For prosperity of the world also, development of developing world must be ensured, but still keeping the overall goal of keeping below 2 degrees the temperature rise by 2100. So to ensure that, developed world will have to vacate the carbon space which they have occupied, and I think they will. They have to, because collective wisdom will prevail. It's the pressure of humanity now.
John Kerry made a statement that was quite contrary to what India thinks and what many other countries think. They say, and he went on to say that India is playing not a very positive role in climate change and could change things.
I have already reacted many times. It was unfair and untrue, and I think America has realized it.
Right. In terms of financing, if there is a mechanism that is in place for financing or for developing countries, will then India look at 100% clean energy, or can India look at 100% clean energy at this point in time?
We are already going on our way of having the world's largest renewable program. So we are making our energy path clean, and we will apply also clean coal technology and many other technologies. And therefore, we would succeed in convincing the world. If world doesn't get convinced, it will be unfortunate. And I think it's onus on developed world to now walk the talk on finance and fulfill the commitment of new and additional predictable, scalable additional finance starting from 100 billion in 2020 and which will be scaled up afterwards.
Two things, Javadekar. What do you think, according to India, would be considered as a success in Paris, and what do you think would be considered as failure in Paris if things don't go India's way? If you could just explain to us.
It is not only India's way, it is the way the world wants it. World wants climate justice. The poorer sections of the world, 3 billion poor people and 4 billion poor people and so many developing world, they want climate justice, and we will have it. If the Paris did not deliver it, it will be most unfortunate. And therefore, we are hopeful that ultimately, today also France has shown its accommodative spirit. Because Obama cannot face Congress, and Congress will not support his action, and therefore they are dropping the legal infrastructure around the treaty.
Legally binding.
So legally binding they are not going ahead with. So if this kind of accommodation spirit is there, I think Paris will be a great success.
Well, that's accommodating one particular country, but in terms of where
you
India...
can't pick and choose, no, you can't
Absolutely.
only accommodate America and not accommodate India.
Absolutely,
Everybody will have to accommodate
and
both.
in that, they're moving away from coal. India is quite dependent on
No,
coal.
we are also...
So are we also looking at moving away?
Our coal, we are already moving away. America in 2030 will have only 30% of their capacity from renewable. Our will be 40% non-fossil fuel. So we are already ahead. Their fossil, because shale gas is also fossil fuel. So they are already using more fossil fuel, and even their absolute coal consumption is 3 times than of India. So by even 2050 we will not be matching their coal consumption. So ton is a ton is a ton, and therefore ton emitted in India and ton emitted in US is emits the same and disturbs the same. So we are emitting less tons than America.
Okay, Mr. Javadekar, also in terms of INDCs, there are contrarian views when it comes to India's pledges. Some say that that India could have done more in emission cuts, and some others say in all probability is rather ambitious of India.
It is more ambitious, it is more comprehensive, the way we have worked out, and the responsibility which we have taken is huge and tremendous, and more importantly, the fair share report is the most fair report analyzing the INDCs, in which it has come to a conclusion that India has taken up 4 times than its fair share, and US and other European countries have taken much less than their fair share. They should have taken more, they should take more, and we have already taken more.
Right. Mr. Javadekar, a report says that 2.6 of GDP is used up on tackling climate change. How is India going to tackle climate change? How does India intend to do it? Also, not just as the central government, vis-a-vis state government.
See, state governments have different adaptation needs. We have prepared adaptation plans for every state, and we'll be supporting through their state finances and also central grant, because this is a national priority and we will do it.
Right. One last question on the issue of people's representation. We're seeing massive movements around the world, a lot of people coming together saying that the world leaders now have to act and ensure that climate change is tackled. Is there something that we can expect from our Prime Minister in terms of commitment to that change, to affecting?
He is a committed person on climate change. He created climate change ministry, and he created climate change division in his state, and with his untold experience he has shown the world a convenient action plan with new concepts like climate justice and lifestyle issues. He has also brought out a Solar Alliance, and you see the success. The way countries have responded, that's the big success.
Absolutely last question, Solar Alliance, an important announcement with the French president who is going to be by his side when that announcement is going to be made. What are we looking at over here is that all major countries with a lot of solar energy in abundance are coming together. Is that and does that or can that make Prime Minister Narendra Modi the next climate hero?
But he is already a climate hero. But he is national hero, he is international icon now, and he is acting as per expectations. Now world has to respond to what Modi ji is saying about climate justice, about Solar Alliance and about lifestyle issues. Because unless we address those issues, you will not reach to the final real tenable conclusion in climate dialogue.
Lifestyle issues, you think that there is on the ground, people need to check on lifestyle?
Absolutely,
and that is the
check
root
because
cause.
The Earth Overshoot report is very clearly says that it will be 4 times. 4 Earth you will require if you continue with this kind of conspicuous consumption. So you have to have sustainable consumption pattern, and Indian lifestyle shows that, and therefore that's an important issue.
Right. On that note, many thanks for joining us. Indeed, a pleasure. Thank you. That was the Minister of Environment speaking to NewsX. With me to journalist Imran Abbas in Paris, Geeta Mohan for NewsX.